Well, I guess you can see that I'm back from my international perambulations with a strong sense of déjà vu. It seems as though nothing changes. The carnage and barbarism in Myanmar continues amongst the Rohingya. The Myanmar militia engaged in real brutality, consistent and mindless. And now you have 3 women Nobel laureates who have said that Aung San Suu Kyi is guilty of genocide. Who would have ever thought that that might be possible? And in Syria, the war continues unabated, with North Korea now apparently providing chemical gas to Assad for use against his opponents. And he is sustained, of course, by Putin. And Putin has reverted to a Cold War epic by announcing that he has an intercontinental ballistic missile that can penetrate any American air defenses. What happens to these megalomaniacal autocrats? And I notice with great pain and sadness that another 100 young girls have been abducted by Boko Haram in northeastern Nigeria. They will be forced into marriage with the captains of Boko Haram, and their young lives will be gone forever. And in Zimbabwe, it turns out, given a particular interview in The Economist journal, that the new president of Zimbabwe, is every bit as ruthless as his predecessor Mugabe was. In fact, the new president claims that in the elections of 2008 there was no violence whatsoever, when we know that Zimbabwe is littered with the bodies of those who died in 2008. And AIDS-Free World, our own organization, has scores of affidavits from women who were raped during the 2008 elections solely and exclusively because they supported the opposition party. And then, sure enough, domestically in the United States, another horrific massacre of a school, and the Florida state legislature has made some cosmetic changes, but where real change could be made in the American Congress, nothing has happened and nothing will happen. And to top it all off, in terms of everything remaining the same, I see that the terrible winter storms in Europe are induced by climate change, and the evaporation of the polar caps in the Arctic and Antarctic continues apace, and global warming is still not taken seriously. And of course, we just passed International Women's Day, where the voices of women were heard as never before. But in the United Nations, with which AIDS-Free World and our Code Blue campaign works consistently, there is systemic evidence of sexual misconduct and exploitation and abuse. And the United Nations responds with bogus investigations and fatuous rhetoric. People say to me, "Stephen, you're living in an alternate universe." No, I'm not. I'm living in the real universe. And in the language of my grandsons, it sucks. That was last week. I'm Stephen Lewis.